right. It is I, Warrior Jr., here for another educational episode of wisdom, knowledge, learning. I'm talking about me, like always. I'm always trying to learn, always trying to fix things, get better at things. Like Joe Rogan, he's such a good example of somebody that, can do it all. Um, the guy was I think it was black belt jujitsu, you know, then the comedy in the the Fear Factor. That was like got the real ball rolling for that guy hosting that nationally syndicated show. And then like podcast, killing it, getting everybody who's anybody and everybody um, on his show. It's like the guy was able to, and then also like hosting, the MMA, commentating. So guys like they said octopus, everywhere kind of thing. But good for him. Thought I saw him going to my gym, not the boxing gym, but uh, so that I don't like to plug anything because it's like the place that Chai Spice, no special ingredient. Um, tell you, a good hot cup of tea can't beat it. When it starts getting cold out there toward the winter. Um, I used to drink beer, beer, and that was my escape, like just. And what happened, it just it got old, and I started to get a little older, and then the alcohol, whatever, it fucked me up, and sugar too. I got very proactive. I got serious. When I see something is not good, try to say, how can we fix this? Let's go about and try to take action. You know, before I get into the topic, I know these guys, they just don't get it. Your health is your wealth. I mean, money is extremely important in this life, but it's like, well, if something goes wrong, I just go to the hospital. It's like the doctors, like, I'm just looking at some of these people going in the hospital, and I'm saying, you know, why are they? What do they expect the doctors to do? You go in there, and they're looking at you, and they're like, dude, you're not taking care of yourself. It's like a car that's like running on three wheels, and you bring it to a mechanic. How do you expect the car to go? Like it's missing a wheel, or it's missing this, or you took advantage of it. You drove it in the ground. Like things need to be taken care of. It's upkeep. It should be common sense. Some more than others. So it's like, well, genetics, and genetics. I understand that, but you can decompartmentalize this into a science and go, okay, well, look, you know, I have a friend that, he's like 60 years old now, and I don't think I've ever heard this guy tell me. Every time he fucking tells me, he goes, I need to lose like 20 pounds, 15 pounds, or 20 pounds, and I just, tired of you. Here you got somebody that knows a little bit about this and fitness and everything. I've only spent 30 years in going to gyms and every, not just going to gyms, but what I know. And here, this guy could walk, you know, Fairfax to La Brea. I'm just saying, maybe 2 miles, a mile and a half, whatever. There's a Ralph's there. And I guarantee, like, he's been living about a mile and a half from that market. I think maybe he's walked one time there, and the guy's 60 years old. And this is just goes to show you, like, people are perpetually lazy. He tells me, he goes, WJ, you walk too much. You walk everywhere. You walk too much. What you call too much is you not enough, is what it is. The body is meant to be used. It's meant to be used hard. You know, now David Goggins is an extreme example. He ran himself into the ground. Like, I'm 100 miles around a track. I mean, that's insane. The guy, a little too extreme. But again, most people are perpetually lazy. I got another friend that lives literally 4 blocks from the market. And this guy's like 500 pounds, and I guarantee he's never walked there once. From his house. He got a car and never walked again. And so that's what it is. You got people that conform to the money, 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 money. Like, like, I don't care really about my health kind of thing. Like, and that's the problem. Got no balance whatsoever, none. And I got another friend that he's got some health issues, health problems too. He takes the bus to the gym, and he's not bad. He's very consistent, going to the gym every fucking morning. Um, Kind of extreme, like me. I go whenever I want, where I want. I don't care. But the thing is that what good is the money if you're not around to enjoy it? It's stuff. Like, and a lot of people don't understand. When you get older, things are gonna kind of it gets harder. Like, you're just, even if you take care of yourself, you still got to stay on top of shit. Everything changes. I notice, like, my teeth, for example, like, not perfectly straight or anything, but I notice shifting over the past couple of years. It's like, you can go get it straightened out. It's not that, but that's, shit happens. Now, people that smoke and stuff, God, they deal with their teeth falling out. Oh my God, it's like, I got a friend that, this guy losing his teeth like in his late 30s, and the guy smokes, like, obsessively. You don't care. These guys just don't care about their health, or anything, like good nutrition. I mean, everything. It's you're gonna die anyway, kind of thing. Yeah, and then go to the hospital. And why are you going to the hospital? The doctors go like this, like, don't you? And you lying to the doctor, you smoke? You do, no, not really, whatever. You know, another friend that I know that lives up the block from the guy that needs to lose 20 pounds, he's like almost just as bad. He sits around and just smokes and drinks all day. He's 60, gonna be 62, 61, and he can't really walk. Got to have some type of femoral artery surgery in his calf or whatever to go up to his heart. And the reason that he has it, he goes, oh, it's genetic, it's genetic. I go, dude, no, it's you smoking and drinking 24/7, weed, cigarettes, and drinking beer nonstop, nonstop, nonstop. And you don't take the hint from your body telling you that you got hey, stop, dude. You're fucking, you're going down the wrong road. Stop. Like, I already told you what happened with me at 45. Woke up, like, and I didn't. I got really, really scared. I drank, like, almost a 12 pack of Negro Modelo's over at my friend's house. The guy smokes and drinks all day. This is about 3.5 years ago. And I woke up and I knew there was something really wrong. I go, well, what the fuck is going on? I couldn't, like, feel my feet, or they were tingling. I go, no, it's not just my feet weren't asleep. There's something really, really wrong here. Then a couple days later, my calves started to shrivel away, shrivel down. I go, what the fuck is going on here? It's not because I'm not exercising. There's something really, really wrong. The blood wasn't flowing. It's like, what the fuck is this? I found out it was called neuropathy. And I thought I had diabetes. I thought that's it. Like I'm gonna die here. What the fuck's going? But that day I said I am not drinking anymore. Like I don't care. I am done with this. I went through like some kind of my body went through some type of alcohol withdrawals. For like a month. Like wasn't shaking like this, but I was bad. It was like weird. It was like what the fuck is going on here? It's a toxin. It's leaving your body. The garbage. I would go to AA meetings. I didn't really relate with anybody, but I just knew I just didn't want to drink anymore. So, I got like over 3.5 years right now. And little by little, my feet started to get better. Because I noticed like somebody, really runs or walks a lot, you can see like the circulation in your feet. It's good. Veins, that's good. Not varicose veins, but in your feet. And remember, like the bottom of my feet, like that took, that was like again another year. And about right now, it's not too bad. I would say it's like good circulation there. Again, so no drinking, and then I felt like I was having some type of sugar issue too, because I was drinking like milkshakes, and I would get ice cream, vanilla ice cream. I was getting these rashes on my feet, which I thought was athlete's foot, which dermatologist said it was athlete's foot. So he gave me some sort of special cream. And I noticed as I was still eating the ice cream and the sugars, the rashes weren't going away. And once I stopped the most of the sugars, like there's ice cream and stuff, pretty much that shit cleared up. So I think that's what it is, taking hits from your body. Now what happens is when I get like a sugar craving for like ice cream and stuff, I make a peanut butter sandwich. Um, that's it, no jelly, just peanut butter, and it kind of like gets me through it. Like I feel like that's a challenge. That's a couple grams of sugar, whatever, but that's my limit. Now in fruit beverages like fruit, not smoothies, but like this carrot juice or beet juice. It's got like 21 grams of sugar, whatever, but it's natural sugar in the fruits or whatever. So that's okay. But the other shit, no. Like I really try to get off of all that crap. So it's so far so good. I'd go to In-N-Out, I'd always get like the burger and the shake to go. Now I just get the burger and no shake. It's water, whatever. You got to really start trying to take care of yourself. And you know, I just all these people, I don't know. They're geared their own way to conform to doing life, whatever. I need money. I need money. Yeah, you know what? Take a step back and really figure it out and go, why do I need? What do I need? Well, because you got a problem. You're spending money on the wrong things. And it's like, oh, well, this is what it costs, gas. I said, well, then don't drive. You know, I got a friend. He goes all the way to Torrance to sell somebody. The guy wastes an incredible amount of time. If it's your life, you can do whatever you want, but you know, it's just I could tell you like somebody's feeling. This other guy I know, he goes all the way to Burbank to make $20 an hour for like 3 hours. Just wears himself down and out. Drives this one guy to like Long Beach for a sandwich. Like or to go to plastic surgery. He drives this guy all the way to fucking from West Hollywood to Long Beach. He just doesn't understand the value of investing in himself. That 15, 20 pounds ain't never going to go away. It's only going to go up. And I try to explain it to all these people, but they're useless. They're not willing to learn, not willing to change, not willing to grow. So I just limit my time with these people because they are going nowhere. You know, they have no plan, no fucking you know, they're not willing to create the best version of themselves. So, you know, it's like a waste of my time trying to help them. You know, talk with them, you know, about the shooting the shit a little bit, but that's it, you know. So the name of this episode is about the lean but strong kind of thing. And, you know, the misnomer, I've talked about this before, the um, the old adage of, oh, when your kid gets big and strong, you know, this dumb thing that you're taught, you know, big and strong, because, oh, if you're a wimp, then people will bully you. Huh. It's, you know, it's just like in the movies. What was that movie, Lucas or whatever? He's like a nerdy little guy that he, you know, I guess he's trying to play football or something. I don't know. You know, there's so many, you know, dumb Revenge of the Nerds. You know, it's always about the wimp. You know, Diary of a Wimpy Kid. You know, I didn't see it, but, you know, this thing, and telling you get big. Like, you know, the wrestlers, they're big. You know, The Rock, big. You know, oh look, man, Arnold, big. You know, guys are like 6'4", Arnold's 6'1", you know. And like I played along with that, you know, for a long time. Get big, you know. And it was, you know, whatever. It just requires an incredible amount of dedication to your nutrition and your training, your knowledge of what you're doing. Um, and you can get big too, you know, strong, big, strong. But you're not, you know, like it's just I if you want to be a boxer, you know, like it's not efficient, it's not practical, you know, like it doesn't matter. Like, yeah, you see that guy, that Tyson Fury, you know, of course, there's anomalies to, you know, to things, but for a super welterweight, you know, I practice like today again. I talked about modifying my routine. They have a little strip of astroturf and working on like sprints, you know, like continually moving, you know, like fast, you know, and then bobbing and weaving and staying on your toes, you know, like when you're boxing, working on your defense. Um, yeah, and the power, of course, the strength and the power. So, you know, I decompartmentalize everything, you know, and but it really, the basis is the core, your abs, your stomach, you know, and again, I think that, you know, I was looking at, there's younger people that work out, they were trained, they were working out in the boxing gym, and they're doing a lot of things they're doing are very inefficient. I watched this one guy, probably around my weight, close, you know, is a little taller, skinny. He did a couple sets of chin ups, you know, pull ups, or, you know, chin ups, you know. And then he was doing, like, he was on an angled bench, he was doing like flies, dumbbell flies, and, you know, kind of inefficient. You know, it's, I could tell the chin ups are kind of easy for him, and the light weights that he was using for his dumbbell flies were relatively light. And it's just it's an impractical, you know. It's, you know, these guys are looking in the mirror to see how they look, you know. And again, I'm trying to explain this, that is not what's important. What's important is those three things that I mentioned: becoming as great as you can with your speed and stamina, to your defensive capabilities, which is a lot of shit, and then three, your strength and power through offense, variations of punching with power. And sounds so easy. Okay, well, you just get strong. That means you can throw a faster punch. It's not that simple because in boxing, speed equates to power for somebody that's at my weight, and that requires you to do a multitude of exercises to develop the strength, power, and delivery of your punches. Um, it's not just do some curls, though, and your arm gets strong, and then you can throw a harder punch and easy kind of thing. No, from your head to your toes, everything plays a factor. And as I just said, the core is something that is not fun to train, but it is the basis for just about everything. Um, yeah, I mean, we can sit there and talk about squats. We can talk about, all these exercises and things. Um, they're all good, but, again, you only have so much energy, and it has to be properly allocated to make the best gains possible. Now, when I mean gains, I'm not gaining weight, but gaining in speed, gaining in power, and gaining in core strength. That way, if somebody hits you in the fucking stomach, you know, more likely than not, you want them to fuck up their hand instead of fucking you up. You want to be like a wrecking machine. But but everything, and it's not when you see wrecking machine, you think, oh no, just be a bulldozer. Just go there and try to clobber the guy and say, look, you just try to do that. That's great, but if you don't have any stamina, then you're going to get tired. And when you get tired, if you throw yourself out of punches, somebody that's just trying to be a wrecking machine, like a bulldozer or whatever, it sounds great. But if it's not a complete fighter, what's going to happen is it's like that Charlie Z, and well, he's he's an example of a nothing. But I want to take somebody with some weight to them that thinks they're a great boxer because they can throw a couple punches for 30 seconds. But after 30 seconds, they're in trouble because they're winded. And it's all I have to do is evade you, move around for that 30 seconds when you're tired, and then I'm going to come in and I'm going to destroy you. Um, because I don't care. Like if you're tired and you can't throw, I don't, I can, just I'll clobber you. You won't be able to do anything. It'll be done. So you see, there's weaknesses that have to be addressed. Like for me too. Things that I'm trying to work on. And it's very, very challenging working on your weaknesses because it's not fun. My left hook, my left, just my overall left. As far as I do like a we have like a teardrop bag. The uppercut is straight up. I don't have anything really. I hit you straight up, so I just use weights for added resistance. But they have this teardrop bag that can hit like at a lower angle. Think of like a cross between an uppercut and a straight jab. So it's like an upper jab kind of thing. So and I notice like I can hit it pretty hard with my right for like 15 reps, whatever throws. But in my left, I have no power in there. Like my hand's not as. I can try to show you. I mean, you can see like you see how kind of like my hand is flat. There's like no knuckle really here. Then on my right, you see how my right is my left. I'm sorry. You're right. Well, whatever. This hand is smaller than this one. I have more power in my right. Now So what I do is, I'll take like a 5 pound weight. Now, in the boxing gym, you gotta be careful because I don't want to weight hitting the bag and the owner sees it. What the hell are you doing? You fucking out of your mind? He's gonna ruin the equipment here. So I do it in my other gym because they don't care about nothing. So I do tons of different things, but what I'll do is I'll take the fucking 5 pound weight. It insulates your hand, so like when you hit the bag, it really doesn't. And I'm wearing gloves too, not boxing gloves, but workout gloves. Um, so I'm able to add resistance. Like the thing is, you got to put more. You got to work on your weaknesses. Like when I'm doing my warm up exercises, I take like 20 pounds in this hand, 15 in this one, exercising whatever. Like, so I do heavier on the weaknesses. Just and I notice I get a little bit more power that way, but my left is still a lot weaker than my right. It just is. But I don't care. Like I train it like as hard as I can. So I do notice like some improvement. As far as like throwing the left kind of hook. A little more power overall because of all this fucking added work that I do. Um, but it's just I do a lot of stuff, a lot of stuff. Um, I incorporate like some of the things that I learned in bodybuilding into my workout before I start throwing the punches because it helps with the power. But I never trained my core like I train now. No way. Like because I was into the aesthetics. I didn't care really about power. I cared about building like bodybuilding. But now I care about the the power of the overall boxer. And I learned. I said to myself, after just throwing a lot of punches, I go, how come I'm not really getting any stronger? I said, you got to strengthen your core. That's where the fucking real power is. Everything. So I do a multitude of forearm exercises, holding dumbbells, like throwing punches, just lots of shit. Then back to the core, like I said, the handstand push-ups with the push-up bar. Um, those are always fun. Chin-ups behind the neck, front. Just everything, man. Every fucking thing that I can do. Um, to try to make myself into like this 150 pound, uh, 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 you know, 150 pound ultimate machine. Like I think it can be done. Like now the defensive thing. I wish I had somebody that I could really work on as far as I watch this one guy. He tells this guy put on a pair of boxing gloves and just try to hit me. And this guy is so fast you can't hit him. He moves around. Now, if you get too close to him, he pushes you back. But I love that type of defensive skill training. Just you know, putting everything together, defense, strong offense, and then speed and stamina. Like it's just wicked. I mean, you got it all down where you're, fast and strong and lean and quick and you don't get tired. How the fuck is somebody gonna beat you? I mean, you're you're gonna be too tough. It's like a super grandmaster in chess. They're just totally complete. There's no flaws. They know everything up, down, back, and left and right. They know. They've seen it all. So I continually work. Like on those things. And I notice what I have over the younger generation is they're enamored by the cell phone. They don't get it that being on the phone takes you away from your focus, your time, your concentration. Your mind has to be there. What was it Yoda said? Never when he's talking to Luke in Empire Strikes Back. He looked away to the Raijin to never his mind on where he was, what he was doing. He poked him with the stick. Yoda wasn't. Luke was kind of looking away for a second. He poked him. Never exactly. You have to be like in the now. You have to be in the present. You have to be, hey, I'm here. Like this is, like you want to be something. You have to know what you're getting yourself in for. And it was, remember the ghost, Obi-Wan told him, so was I, as you remember. And Yoda goes, he's too old. Yes, too old to begin the training. So he basically, he told him, I know what Yoda was trying to do. He's trying to tell him, hey, you can't do this kind of thing. And then Luke said, what do you mean I can't? No, I can't. See, he was using reverse psychology on him because he knew, like, he had something there, but he needed to make sure you're serious about what you're doing. And it's the same thing. Same thing with training. I don't give a fuck if it's chess. I don't give a fuck if it's boxing. Um, both are extremely hard to get proficient at. But I'm talking like, when I say proficient, I'm not talking about like going to a park and playing the. I'm a national co-champion at chess. Okay, and we're talking intermediate, and that's just 1,500. It's like nothing compared to an expert or a master. Like, and it's the same thing in boxing. Like the levels, the guys are so fucking good when you start going up to things where you're not fighting in a big venue like a hotel, whatever on television, getting paid millions because you're like okay. These guys are the best of the best of the best, and that's it. The top ranked boxers on the planet. Um, and they started when they were fucking kids, and they put everything they got into it, and it's like that kid Hans, his whole life he put into chess, and still, like, I think he's ranked number 7 in the United States, but it doesn't matter. He's like 40 in the world, but you got 39 other dudes that are better than you. There's one guy that's like number 35. He's even younger. He's from India. He's like born in 2006. This Hans was born in 2003. So, I thought for sure this guy's gonna be world champion for sure. No, 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 no. There's no think. At least in boxing, there's weight classes, but in chess, there's only one world champion at a time, and so it is way harder to become the chess world champion than it is to become, a boxing, um, you know, just divisions and stuff. But I guess there's only one heavyweight champion, for the WBC at the time. There's those 3 divisions. There might be more, but it's well, okay. I guess that's really all I want to say. You know, I wish more people would live life on their terms. I think this big conformity about getting up and going into a job, and I just, I went to CVS. I forgot I got some paper towels and stuff, and the guy working there, some of these gays are weird. This guy, he said something like, "Is there, are you angry?" Like he asked me some dumb question. I go, "Are you a psychologist?" Like these people, like, you're working in a fucking CVS, and you're gonna try to analyze me, trying to figure something out. You don't understand. You are in no position to try to figure anything out and ask me dumb, retarded questions. And people try to do that. I don't know what's wrong with them. There's this guy who lives in my building, and he goes, I don't know how I went from riches to rags. Exactly whatever it is. They don't talk about things, but they they sugarcoat a lot of things. They don't want to talk about a lot of things. One minute he goes, "I want to get out of here." Well, said you got approved for like a $350,000 mortgage, and well, get the fuck out of here, go somewhere. But my family's here, like they are here, they're there, they don't know where they're going, don't know what they're, there's this weird oddball type mentality of no goal, no plan, no direction. You're just just gonna be floating around the harbor, like Arnold said. You're not gonna be going anywhere. You got no direction, nothing. Then guess what? You're just kind of floating around while other people are really doing. It's that's one thing I hate doing. I hate watching other people do. When I'm training, people are watching me sometimes. It's like if I'm sitting watching on YouTube some of these guys they're doing, I get kind of agitated by myself. I go, unless I'm learning something, I'm fucking wasting my time watching other people become something while I'm just standing around doing nothing. Like I really don't like that. I want to be a doer. You want to be a doer in life. Um, there was one guy, some new guy showed up in the boxing gym and he's really out of shape, young guy, and trying to knee some of the bags, like, I guess ultimate fighting kind of thing. And, if he came up to me and asked me, he goes, "Hey man, how do you get in shape like this? How do you do this?" And I would say, look, you got to start from the absolute beginning. Absolute beginning of beginning. Stop watching television, stop watching these things that ain't gonna fucking help you, and build a good foundation. You're eating, you're exercising. That's how it starts. Don't try to get into advanced level training, the things that I do or anything. Don't fucking know the only people that I think that really could benefit from what I know are really like elite pros. They again, I got 30 fucking years of experience, man. I'm not brand new. More than 30 actually, but that's you don't get into advanced, fucking movements if you can't even do 100 push-ups like it's nothing. Do you do thousands upon thousands upon thousands of push-ups, then talking. That's the problem. Everybody wants fast and easy, and getting cheap fast. You cheap fast. You don't know what the fuck you're doing. You're gonna get nothing fast. You know. I've been in that boxing gym for like a month and a half now. Ain't nobody in there can touch me. Okay. Now I'm talking about for my size. Month and a half. Now I had 3 months of training before that, but that's really about it. But I was dead fucking focused and dead fucking serious once or twice a day. With the basis of my dancing and my fitness thing, I lateraled into like this boxing thing. From also doing choreography, martial arts. It's easy for me. The boxing, the movements, pivots, the points, all this kind of stuff. But I work really, really, really fucking hard at what I do. I don't talk to anybody in there unless the owner or somebody says hi for a second. Hi, and I'm going to work. I'm not on a phone. I don't bring a phone to the gym. I don't do any of these things that most people do. It's these people outside that talking, wasting fucking time. They ain't doing anything that's really going to get them anywhere. That's why I can, unless somebody, the only person at my weight that's gonna fucking, you better be fucking damn fucking good. Like I said, I'm gonna close with this. If you're not faster than me and you get tired, you don't have enough stamina, you get winded way before I do. You're not as strong as me. Your reflexes are not as good as mine. Your core is not as strong, whatever. There's no fucking way you're going to beat me. There's absolutely no fucking way. You're not going to, there's no way. You have to be very proficient in all those areas to be able to hold your own. I say, like, from what I see, this Towering Inferno guy that's undefeated, ranked, he's a WBC interim champion. I'm starting to believe, I'm saying to myself, like, I feel like I could hold my own against this guy. Okay? I know that sounds absolutely ridiculous, a guy that's never fought any pro fights before, but from what I feel, like how proficient I am, I don't think that guy would make me look like an idiot. I think I could hold my own against somebody like that, and I could probably beat him. Okay? Probably. And my problem is my age. My problem is my lack of pro fighting experience. They're not going to give you a shot at somebody that's a proven pro like that for nothing. But again, I hold contention that if you are proficient in all the areas that I mentioned, then you should be able to hold your own just about. I mean, look at like Pacquiao. He's got. I mean, again, you talk about the top of the top. Mayweather, Pacquiao. Whatever. They're older, retired, but still like that level of speed and power and stamina and everything. It's you're De La Hoya. Like you're talking like just the best of the best. Yeah, I know they would crush me. Like I know that, but I just feel like for what I could do, like I should be able to put myself on the map as far as being wow, like this guy's got those tools, like just all these bases covered, and I would have to make a relatively fast move to the top. I mean, within the span of like 2 to 3 years, like I would have to be, or else forget it. Like I can't be in my 50s, you know. You'd have to be proven a pro, like already. It's like wow, people know who you are, like be that good to get to the top. I mean, I just think it's could it be done? Like if somebody could say, all right, well look, we need to get you, you know, established very quickly now. Once you're proficient and you need to go like undefeated and just steamroll over all these guys, within a span of like a year or two. And then, somebody that's like a top ranked, top 10 in the world get a shot at somebody like that and destroy them. Like that's, you know, the only shot. And then if you do that, then, like the top people, whoever's like that would take notice, like you have to really prove yourself, along those lines. And I just think like I'm trying to, as best as I can, but we're talking a business from a business standpoint, like it's just not practical. Like who's going to want to work with somebody that's almost 50 years old, saying like, there's really no, they say it's too old already. There's nothing can't be done. But if not, maybe a movie idea would be cute. Maybe there's something there. Like that's how my mind works. Like, all right, if I can't do this, then what about a movie idea? What about this? Like, let's try something. Let's try to achieve something. While I can. And if not, I really tried. What that's what it is. At least you're trying to live a dream. There should be nothing wrong with that. Um, anyway, so that's what I'm trying to do. It's fun. I'm like 158 pounds, and I want to be leaner. I want to be down 150, 154 would be good. Fast, lean, and strong. And what I do is now I watch how much I'm eating. Bodybuilding didn't care. I eat all the time. But now I'm trying to say, all right, well, let's breakfast thing, like I know exactly, how much, kind of like at lunch, a can of tuna, a piece of string cheese, and a little carrot juice. And the late, early dinner, late lunch, like this thing, they have these chicken enchiladas from Trader Joe's that are pretty good. Eat that, and you know, all this stuff's burned up so fast. The amount of work I'm doing, all this shit's burned up so fast. Um, Dinner, nothing's etched in stone. Like I was tired, I laid down, got up around midnight, had a what I made, this strips, those like the Trader Joe's. I got these lamb strips, gyro thing. Had that, take out all the grease, whatever, and um, then have a little something. I'll make something with some rice, maybe some chicken teriyaki, whatever. That's it. Just it's not bodybuilding, you know, diet anymore. It's the lean, 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 lean. But putting in stuff that you have some power. I don't want to be like listen to these younger guys. They're all trying to make weight, trying to get lighter, but they're trying to starve themselves, doing it all wrong. I mean, I would destroy somebody in the ring. You take a guy that's like 165 pounds, and I'm gonna make 154 to fight in the thing, and that guy like comes in at 154, but he's like emaciated, he's hungry, he's weak. I will fucking tear that guy apart. Like I will bone crush him. Like no fucking idea. You don't do things that way. You build strength and power as you get leaner. Like that's what it is. Not the other way around. The guys don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're gonna get clowned by me. Now, of course, the guys at the top, they all know what they're doing. They got the best. They're at the top for a reason. They know what the fuck they're doing, but they still have their weaknesses. So just like I have mine that I work on. So it's an interesting conundrum. It's an interesting thing to think about. Saying, I'm working on this, and okay, well, this is not good. Let's modify this. Like I think I got an edge over a lot of the young people because they don't have enough time. They don't know what I know. Um, but again, the overall that guy, that Sebastian guy, the Towering Inferno, you know, he's undefeated. I mean, it would be a hell of a match, for me to fight that guy. But I think that he he's holding himself back. 6'5", he'll be a heavyweight when he starts. You know, eventually decides to move up, but I think he wants to stay in that light division. The super welterweight. He's undefeated. But I would give just about anything to fight that guy. I'd give just about fucking anything. You know, Imagine like an unknown beating that guy, like shock the world. It's like, who the fuck is this guy? 50-year-old guy beat this undefeated. He's super welterweight. I mean, I would. It doesn't work that way. I know in the movies it does, but in reality, you're not going to get a title shot being a nobody. Out of your fucking mind. Anyway, it's fun to dream. Anyway, with that, that's all I'm going to say right now, and have some meat, do some schoolwork, get a little rest, and just keep training. Keep fucking training.